What is up, guys? Welcome to another trade recaps. Today I'm up $610 on my Express. Long anticipated win. I had, I think it was one break even and then one losing day of this week. So I won today, catching an insane move on the Nasdaq, and I closed it right now for a profit of $610. So let me get in this trade. So pre-market. I had marked out the wicks of yesterday's. So yesterday, Nvidia, the stock, announced their earnings. It happens every end of the month, I think. So typically, that's big news since Nasdaq is the top 100 companies listed in the New York Stock Exchange. That means that these news are genuinely high impact because Nvidia is like one of the biggest or the biggest in it. So it moves Nasdaq pretty much a lot. So I mark out the high and the low. So my plan was to. I also had marked out this hourly gap right here, right? So let me, yeah. So my plan was to, Nasdaq takes the wick, taps in this gap, reacts, and goes down, right? That's what happened. Right here, we open, we sweep out the high, we take the hourly gap, we reject, we sweep again, and then we start displacing to the downside. I was waiting for an inversion and a CISD, to get in shorts and target these lows, which eventually got taken out, and I was actually right about the move. However, what happened is that Nasdaq comes here, sweeps this 7:30 a.m., 7:15 a.m. Pre-market low. We sweep it. We enter this first presentation, London fair value gap on the 15-minute time frame. On the hourly too, we fully flip. We fully sweep these lows. We hop in this hourly order block right here. So it's like a bunch of bullish confluences all in one place. And that's what makes up majority of my winning trades. Today wasn't a big like risk to reward, but it was a big move point wise because I caught over 100 points. Sorry. So as soon as we come here, we ship out these lows. We start reacting from the first presented gap of London. We take out these lows. And what's interesting is that at the same time, ES had opened, and these are all-time highs, 6,508.5 points. That's the all-time high for the ES, the S&P 500. So we open and we don't take all-time high by literally half a point, right? So I'm like, cool, this is gonna get taken today because we have all-time high, which is a great liquidity pool, and the opening high, which is also a great liquidity pool. These two, the opening, the market open did not take ES highs, so it has to do it eventually throughout the day. So after we get a flip to the downside, Nasdaq sweeps the 7 a.m., 7:15 a.m. Pre-market lows, but ES sweeps out London lows. As you can see, 2 a.m. These equal lows, we sweep them. London lows, we fully fill almost the gap, so we get a reaction from these first presented Asian session gap. We fulfill it, we take the lows, we react. Nasdaq has an SMT because ES has taken London, Nasdaq hasn't. So that's bullish. That means Nasdaq is a more bullish pair to trade today, right? So I start eyeing these longs. We get a break. We get a CISD on the 30-second time frame, and I started looking for an inversion long. Unfortunately, I had a 30-second inversion right here that I didn't take because I just wasn't confident enough. And as soon as we got a break above this 1 minute gap, 950, I took a long here, and my stop loss originally was under this low around here, right? Because this is an order block, and we also had a 30-second gap that I can show you guys now, right here. So I'm like, if my stop loss is above this wick, price may run my stop loss and then go to my TP, which is exactly what happened. So I noticed this early. I scaled out a bit. I let price have some room, some breathing room. So we put the stop loss right below here. Nasdaq comes, sweeps out these equal lows because it was a choppy ass move. We sweep out the lows, we tap in a 30-second, we react. Now that we get a displacement higher and we take out these highs, I put my stop loss right here at this protected low. And then I just let the price run to my TP1, which was this 942 high. We take the high, I put my stop loss even, and I break even, and I scale out 50% of my position. And then I watch price run all the way to my entry. It does not stop me out because my entry was here and this wick was like 4 points away. And then I just get some choppiness all around the place. Was in the trade for like what, 2 hours and a half. So price comes, fills out this gap again, starts trading choppy, and then the macro kicks in 12 a.m. and then we start rejecting from this area to the upside. Now, what I had my eyes on, I didn't have a certain TP for Nasdaq because what I was waiting on was ES to take all-time highs, which happened in an insane, candlestick because we had some big volume. These things are just market experience. There is nothing I can teach you on how to read markets if you do not sit your ass on the chart and actually watch what the fuck is happening, right? So if you see that ES is taking the all-time high and it's not displacing above it, and it starts rejecting living wicks and showing weakness, showing that sellers are more likely to start entering the market, that means that I gotta stop my trade. So I closed my trade right here, which was an 85-point run on 4 micros around. So I made $600 something. Sorry for taking too long to explain such a basic trade, but I want you guys to know that majority of trading is actually feel and instinct, because even if the technicals are showing a setup, you gotta understand where the market is actually going. Volume, wicks, bodies. Just get a feel of where the market actually wants to go. So good trading day. I'm not gonna trade tomorrow. I'm gonna be on a car trip, and I'm also avoiding Fridays because they are just so toppy. The only Fridays that I trade are NFP Fridays because there's genuinely a lot of liquidity provided in the market for us to trade, because NFP, non-farm payroll, is the biggest news event of the month for any type of asset, stocks, indexes, crypto, everything, housing markets. So that wraps it up. Great trading day today. I had this price action tested my patience, because as soon as we got a clear run above this gap, I'm like, cool, I'm getting longs. And as soon as I entered my trade, we had like 20 minutes of just making me impatient. Like I almost closed my trade on break even, and then I remembered that the last time I did that, it was a stupid decision. So I'm like, cool, fuck it, I'm gonna wait. That's not my plan, to close trades manually and cut them. So boom, I waited, I scaled in. I traded my stop loss to this low, making my risk smaller, and then boom, TP hit. Now my targets for the Nasdaq were originally, leave some runners to these low resistance highs, but to be honest, I didn't feel like holding it because ES started rejecting from all-time highs, which was the first thing that I wanted to happen. And as soon as we got that, I'm like, bro, it's not worth it for like an extra $200 to leave the whole position running. So I'm like, fuck it, I closed it. Great day. These highs are my eyes for the next days or the next week. And I hope you guys learned something. I do these videos solely for teaching you guys the way I trade and the way I view the markets. That wraps it up. See you guys in the next one. Peace.